It's a Reaction Monday. I'm Tim Donnelly. Graham Hill producing the show. Our guy Dennis will be back hopefully at some point this week, dealing with a little jury duty. We'll be the ones making the decisions around here, though. Bryce Young, preseason debut, NFL debut in a lot of ways. And today, it's a Reaction Monday. Something, there's in this world of sports media, there's overreaction Monday is often a term used. I don't think it's often an overreaction if you just take what you're supposed to take, right? Bryce Young, you can react to what he did in the preseason and it not be an overreaction, right? If there's real things to judge, feel free to judge them, right? Don't put yourself down just because you have an opinion on what you saw. Bryce Young did not have much success in his NFL preseason debut. That doesn't mean he didn't have an individually successful NFL preseason debut. It just means that the team put up 0 points and lost 27-0 to the Jets, and the world was falling for much of it, right? The sky was falling, I should say. 4 for 6, 21 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Also took a 9-yard sack. Third downs, 0 for 2 with that 9-yard sack. There are things that you wish went better if you were the Carolina Panthers, specifically Bryce Young. But I'm going to sit here and maybe choose to be glass half full. Not even. I think there was reason to be glass half full. The question for Bryce Young was never his effectiveness on third downs, right? If that were the question, then maybe it would be, oh, you know what? I don't like what happened there, because it would be reason to be concerned about something that you were worried about, right? It would be adding to. No, I'm not worried about his effectiveness on third downs. The question was about his ability to survive NFL hits because he's small. And the question was, would his prodigious brain translate to the NFL, right? He had this otherworldly strength that you need to translate, meaning you need his football knowledge to apply to the NFL like it did in college, and also you need his body to be able to hold up to the rigors and the punishment that comes with being an NFL quarterback. He took some hits. First throw of the day complete, took some hits, right? Took a big one. The sack, he was being pummeled at times. Here's Frank Reich on Bryce Young's first hit of the game.
I thought he took the one big hit. Obviously that first hit was pretty big, right? That first hit was pretty big. I asked him on the sideline after, kind of in the second. I waited till the second half. I said, "Well, that was a pretty good welcome to the NFL hit. How'd that one feel?" And he said he was fine. He said he barely felt it. So I don't know.
Was it a little late?
Pardon?
Was that hit a little late?
I don't think so. I think it was a good hit. Sometimes as a quarterback, you got a lot of adrenaline going, and that it was a blindside shot, so you're not tensing up. So he bounced right back up from it. A couple of the other sacks, I didn't think they were really, kind of crushing blows. So yeah, but I did think he took one really good hit.
Sometimes, and I can say this from experience being a college quarterback. So maybe I've never felt an NFL hit, but I've felt blindside hits. Sometimes there is what you just heard Frank describe, that I released the ball already and you're kind of a little bit loosey-goosey. When you're running and you're straining and your muscles are tense and you take a hit, ow. When you're standing there, you're fluid, you're loose, you get hit. It's what Tom Brady would describe as pliability, but it's been described forever in a million different ways. It doesn't hurt as much. And you could tell, like Bryce Young, it's simple. He got up, and it was the way in which he got up. He didn't get up staggering. He didn't get up as if his limbs were heavy, right? You ever seen like the best athletes in the world, when they stand up after a big hit, sometimes they have to like use their knee to stand up like they're a grandpa?
Kirk Cousins.
Occasionally. Well, actually, if you've watched that quarterback documentary, when he's doing the
biggest takeaway from that NFL documentary.
When he's constantly mic'd up and groaning.
My ribs.
If you just pop up, it does give everybody some kind of weird, A, respect of your toughness, B, knowledge that you can take a hit. You're not made of glass. And I think that helps with Bryce Young.
And it answered one question that a lot of people were concerned about going into this game. How would Bryce Young's 5'10", 185-pound body handle a 295 defensive back tackling him? Well, whether it hurt him or not, he had a great poker face, and he just went on to the next play in the drive.
It felt like this. There's a big flex for a quarterback when, and I used to do this almost intentionally, whether I was feeling it or not. If you release the ball and then before the receiver makes a catch, you get hit pretty hard, you're on the ground. If you ask with full voice the defensive player if the guy caught it, it's like a very much how hard you hit me didn't affect me at all move. Like I'm still worried about the thing that I was worried about before you hit me. And, if you try that and you're like, did he catch it? Then it's not good. Or like you got the wind knocked out of you. That's not good. But if you can just be like, hey, did he catch it, man? Hey, did you get that? There's mental warfare going on. Go back and I've talked about this before. Go back and watch Andrew Luck mic'd up. Andrew Luck always was, nice hit, man. Oh, great hit, big boy. Oh, that was great.
Way to get there.
And it's not exactly like trash talk, but it is, I'm not worried about what you just did to me. Right, I'm not worried about that hit, and Bryce did some of that. And then the other side of his brain, right? Because the other part is you need his brain, you need his savant ability to process and make decisions quickly to translate to the NFL. And I thought, for 6 attempts, right? He was out there for 3 drives. He led the offense. That first completion, right? It was the second play the offense was out there. His first attempt. With all the jitters of it being his first play, I actually just read on Twitter that Kurt Warner, right, Hall of Famer, said most players are more nervous before their first preseason game than before their first regular season game. And he said it's because, you're first time wearing the jersey, right? Some guys are fighting for jobs, whatever it is. So with all of that, right, the jitters that come with the first play for Bryce Young, if there's nerves, he obviously orchestrated the offense, right? The traffic cop pre-snap, make sure everybody's in the right spot, make sure everybody knows what they're doing, gets the play snapped, goes through a progression, right? Front side all the way to the back side. I believe it was his fourth progression, fourth man in the route. It's on the backside, gets rid of the ball, gets lit up, completion, first down. That right there is enough to prove that the mental I'm not saying he's going to be, Tom Brady in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But there's something to build off of there. He looked like he knew what was going on. He looked like he wanted to lead the communication. He looked like a leader, even if, again, the production wasn't there, the success wasn't there. I think it would have come if they played the full game.
And
right?
it looked like he's been there before. Not in an NFL game, obviously, but playing in big-time atmospheres, big-time games from his previous experience at Alabama.
We've seen in the regular season, we've seen in football really our entire lives. You can struggle for 3 series and then, still end up scoring 28 points in the game, right? And I'm not saying that would have happened, but I wanted to see, and I can't wait until we get to see Bryce Young play a full game. We won't see it till the regular season, but I want to see, right? Because if you're winning in the chess match, you're going to see what they're throwing at you in the first quarter, and you're going to want to adjust, and you're going to want to be better at the counter punches. So that might be something to watch for Bryce.